Just gonna work out the angle here. Oh damn, this tent is a little bit smaller than I had anticipated, and I didn't exactly pitch it correctly. Hello everybody, welcome to It's a Camping Thing. We're on a live video session, which is I've forgotten the title already. But yeah, we're gonna talk about a subject at 7:15. It's now 7 p.m. So in 15 minutes we'll be doing a talking point. Those are the words I was looking for. So in 15 minutes we're doing a talking point. At the moment I'm just going to say hello to everybody who's watching. I hope you can hear me okay and whatnot. And yes, my head is touching. I'm in a tent. It's only the garden. We've had a lot of wet weather. I mean a lot. Hey, and now we're having light failure. Ooh, just a pigeon. I am still setting up. I just have to give Bella a bath, so yeah, kind of still in the process of getting everything moved and adjusted. So I hope we're all doing okay. It is July the 22nd, 2023, and we are live again. At the moment, I'm not really doing any uploads, pre-recorded uploads. For the meantime, at the moment, I'm just taking a little bit of a break from doing all that, but I am working a lot behind the scenes at the moment. Oh, this tent really is too. I think I might actually have to sit down on the floor for this one. This chair is a little bit too. Yeah. Okay. Can everyone hear me okay? Because that didn't kind of work last time, or 2 times ago. Twice. Cheers, everyone. It's part of the rules. Reasonable. Yeah, so we're not doing any pre-recorded uploads at the moment, just because of the fact I'm just taking a bit of a break. The kids are off school. Campsite's going to be busy, and nobody really wants to see somebody with a camera going around. So I take a little bit of a break between July and August. Thanks, Stu, not Stu. Brilliant. I'm a bit worried after that time when people say we can't hear you, and I had no recollection of what was going on. Yeah. So if you're not following the Facebook page, I'm taking a bit of a break, but I'm still uploading up to there. But it's behind the scenes stuff. It's stuff that I'm working on for when I come back, possibly in about a month's time. I haven't quite nailed down a date yet, but I've been working on time lapses and doing that. And I am in the tent, but I'm not doing any filming. I did try and do some filming last night. However, Bella didn't want me out here, so I felt all guilty, and I ended up sleeping in the bed last night. So yeah, that's what's going on at the moment. I'm doing a lot of practicing behind the scenes, trying to work out how things work. Oh, the light's gone off again. I think it's the power bank. What do they say about buy cheap to buy tool? Where we go. Yeah, so I've been working on a lot of things behind the scenes, trying to work out what works and what doesn't, and then when I come back in a few weeks' time, hopefully it should be a better all-round product. That's the hope anyway. Time lapses, motion lapses, that sort of thing, just to be able to tell the story of the fact that HW, hello mate, how are you? Hope you've had a good week. Hope you've had a good couple of weeks actually. It's been a couple of weeks since the last time we did this. It's not showing that anyone's online or anything at the moment, so I don't know. Technology. I might even have to sit down on the floor on this one. Otherwise I can feel I'm going to get pins and needles in my ankles. Oh dear. What's up? Yeah, the light's gone again. This channel, the live feed, is besieged with problems. technical issues. So I don't know who's online. It's just showing me the fact that there are 0 people and yet people are talking, so there's something not right. I can't find my watch, so I've got a clock. and an IKEA clock. So I can see the fact that at 7:15, as you see it's 5 past now, at 7:15 we're going to be doing the Talking Point feature, which is a brand new feature where we discuss an issue about camping. And each time we do a live feed, we will do, I know, do you like my watch? I couldn't find my watch, and literally I gave Bella a bath at 20 to 7. A shower, should I say. I gave her a shower, and I was like, I really need to get this out. I need to be out in the tent for 7 or 5 to 7. So it's been a mad rush. Couldn't find my watch, and I did say at 7:15 there would be the Talking Point feature, so I couldn't find a watch. So yeah. Have you got time on you? I certainly have. Ooh. Quite literally, I have got the time on myself. Yeah, not good. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of time lapses since I've not been uploading to YouTube. I've been doing a lot of time lapses. I've uploaded them up onto the Facebook page, and I'm really quite impressed. I've used something called an ND1000 filter to add a little bit of motion blur and to tell a story, because whenever I go traveling, which I will be going traveling later on this year, you want to tell a story of the fact that you are moving from one location to the next, so getting that sort of shot is good, and then any sort of time difference is good. So doing the clouds coming over, and I just love that sort of thing. So I've been playing around with that for the last week and a half, and my car has decided to play upon me yet again, so that means spending more money on it. It's now saying the fact that I have a tyre pressure cannot be detected. It's got tyre pressure sensors on. I've tried doing a reset on it and it's just not done it. Get like a blinking flashing light, like indicating the fact you've got a flat tyre. That car is a nightmare. Every time I fix something, something else goes wrong. It's like you push in from one end and the other end falls out. It's just it's a nightmare car. So I've got that to sort out in the coming weeks. Obviously that reset I did didn't work. Doing lots of stuff with the GoPros, trying to do stuff with that, doing some editing this coming week, working on that. So hopefully when we come back next month, doing regular uploads, then it should be a more finished, polished product. It's been a while since I did this, but we've had a lot of rain. I know Europe is so it's a lemon car, I guess. Yeah, it's just like literally the other month a spring had snapped, and then something else. Oh yeah, there was oh god, the foil part on your car, like a heat shield, that was coming away. So I got that fixed, and it's like I really would love to have a service on it, but the thing is I can't spend money on repairing and getting it serviced. So I did it cheaply and had a oil change done on it instead, because oil is like the blood of the car. But yeah, it's a nightmare car. Literally, you fix one thing and something else works. It was like, I had the ignition where you put the key in the ignition and the car just wouldn't start. That cost me like 450 odd quid. It's like, yeah, great. So great when you went to a petrol station, you went to go and fill up with petrol, and then realised the fact you couldn't move off the forecourt because your key wouldn't turn to start the ignition. And literally you'd be trying it several times, and then all of a sudden, boom, and you go. So yeah, Talking Point, I've got a few fixed up for the next few lives. Newish issues and things like that, and things like tips and that I've worked out over the last few years. I think I've got about 7 or 8, and it really is just to say the fact that, you know, if you want to interject with your own opinions and maybe you don't agree with what I say, or maybe you've got your own thoughts on it, then please just shout it out and say, yeah, actually that's a really bad idea, Paul, and you're absolutely bonkers for suggesting it. I don't mind, just go for it. And if you're watching this later on after it's been recorded, it's the 22nd of July 2023, 7:10, then feel free to put it in your comments below. All I ask is the fact you just be a bit polite and that, because any rudeness that I just delete. So you're just wasting your time and my time. I don't accept rudeness at all. But yeah, each week and that we're going to just do a little bit of a talking point and hopefully learn from one another. And maybe my ideas are wrong, maybe they're right, I don't know. Maybe you've got your own ones that are better than mine, and that's perfectly fine. I have not got all the answers. It's actually starting to rain. You can actually hear it on the tent. Oh, by the way, I'm in the Quechua 3XL Fresh and Black tent, which is a 3-person tent. Sadly now discontinued. I was going to do a video on it, but then Bella came in last night about 10 o'clock, rolled over onto her back, and then I was like, okay, I still need to do some setting up. So then I went upstairs to go and get the bedding, the sleeping bag, and she was laying on the top of the stairs looking at me all sad. Well, my heart just went, didn't it? And I was like, okay, I'm not sleeping out in the tent tonight. Softy, big softy. Yeah, we got a touch of rain. I don't know where you are, Stu, not Stu, but yeah, we've had a lot of rain today. A lot of rain. I was going to put a bigger tent up. I was going to put the Quechua 4.1 up, but we've got like a week worth of rain coming in. We're in the Midlands, and literally it looks like we've got rain for the next 5 days. Now, trying to draw up a 4-person tent rather, is just a nightmare. At least with this one, it's an old one. If it doesn't get dried for a week, it's no biggie. It's an old one. It's had a good run, but I will try and preserve it as much as I can. Hertfordshire been rainy since lunchtime. Still got soaked walking dog. Yeah, it's about the same here. I think it started raining from about 10 o'clock. I think it was. I'm sure it was about that. No, I took Bella out this morning. It's been raining from 7. I took Bella out at 7 o'clock this morning. It's been raining ever since then. So off and on, but heavy at times. But we went up to the dog shows today and got Bella another harness. Doing a bit of shopping, and because obviously when she goes swimming or when it gets wet, things get dirty. So they're in the wash. And pardon me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to when I get back behind the camera again. It's something you certainly miss. Although I might have to change position soon because I can feel myself getting pins and needles in my. I was trying the Trekology chair, but this sitting is just too low, and I pitched the tent right at this end of the garden. And the trouble is, I didn't allow for the guidelines, so it's not exactly as taut as I wanted it to be. And then when I was putting it up, it started to rain, so I'm going to just move you back just a little bit. Oh, actually, it's not a bad tripod, this, actually. Nope. Sorry, my big bald head. See if I can. I even got the bed in here last night. And then I was so determined. No, too low. I was so determined to sleep out in here last night. Oh, I can't do that like I did at school. I'm not as flexible as I used to be. Giggity. Alright, what time is it? I'll just check my watch. Almost. Yeah, so as I say, these are my opinions, and I was struggling to get to 10. I might even have to lay down. I'm sorry. It's not very professional. Oh, yeah. So again, if you want to interject your own opinions, then please feel free. And if you're not watching this live, put them in the comments below. And again, these are just opinions, they're not facts. And if you don't agree with them, then that's fine. If you do agree with them, then great. It doesn't matter either way. You know, I'm getting so old now. I really should lay down. I might lay down on the bed, actually. Would that be... No, I can't drink and lay down. Just doesn't feel right. Do you know, now I've done this, I feel uncomfortable again. Oh dear, I should get a bigger tent. Should have thought about that. I know. I've got a round bum. That's what we used to say about Buster. Okie dokie. Right. I told you it was a mad rush. Giving Bella a shower and then rushing out to do this. Right. 7:15. Okie dokie, and I've got a big list here. And I've also got something here as well, which I only printed off a little while ago. No, it's just another idea. So again, if these aren't correct, or if you don't agree with them, that's fine. Anyway, so my first Talking Point. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talking Point. Blah 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 blah. So anyway, some number one is booking amendments. I don't know about you, but I get frustrated when I can't amend my booking online. If I book my pitch online, and say, for instance, somebody else says, "Hey, you're going camping. I'd like to come with you too." I'm like, "Okay, fine." Or maybe somebody wants to drop out, or maybe you want to add on another day. I would like to be able to book that, do that online, not have to be, "Hello, is that the campsite I'm booked with?" So that is number one. Booking amendments can be made online, not over the phone, so you can see your booking whenever you log in. So if they've got a website, you want to be able to see your booking, how many people are going, dogs, whatever, all down for you to see, and then you can possibly amend it there. You don't have to phone up every time, because one place I do camp with, if I have to make amendments with, I have to phone up, and in the end of the day, all they're doing is just doing it away on the computer. You can actually hear the computer keys. So it'd be nice to be able to just do that straight through, because sometimes you feel guilty, if you have to cancel for whatever reason. I've had it before where circumstances beyond my control have happened, and then you have to go, "Oh yeah, I have to give them a ring," and you feel guilty, feel like you're messing people around. So I would rather do that online, just make life a little bit easier and less awkward. So number two is either a membership system or a discount after you've booked multiple times. This discount could be extended to people who do not leave mess or receive complaints for noise. A loyalty reward system, if you like. Now this is a little bit complex, I suppose, but we've been to campsites years and years ago where literally at midnight and 1 o'clock people were having parties, and you're just thinking, I just want to camp to get away from it all. And I understand that people want to have fun, and that's fine, but there has to be a limit where you say maybe 11 o'clock, no more noise. So the loyalty system that I've thought about is a little bit, have you ever been to a pub and maybe they give you like a credit card sized piece of card, probably looks a little bit like that, and then what they do is every time you visit or every time you have a beer or whatever, they stamp it in a circle, and then once you've collected like 10 stamps, then maybe you get 50% off your next or your 11th booking. That would be a nice incentive. I'm just thinking of the fact that times are hard and that, and I understand that, but if people are thinking about going on a regular basis or maybe every year, then you could say, well, here's your card. If you make multiple visits, maybe 5 visits, maybe not 10, maybe 10's a bit much. You stamp your card, you bring it back the next year, or maybe later on in the year, you get a little bit of discount. It would be an added incentive for the customer to keep going back. And if people make noise, off you pop. 3, external car park for those wanting to leave or explore in the early hours. A barrier for the cars would be locked between 11 p.m. and to 7 a.m. This would reduce the noise. The external car park would keep noise to a minimum. Have you ever been in a camp, in a tent, and literally someone's been parked wrong beside you? And yeah, not good. Now, the first time I went to the Keswick Camping and Caravanning Club, they actually had an external car park, or a visitor's car park. And I explained the fact that I was there predominantly to take photographs. Sunrise was at 5 o'clock in the morning. Their barriers didn't open until 7 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, so what do? So they said, well, what you do is you park in the external car park, and then you walk to your tent, sleep there for the night, go back to your external car park, and then you leave early. And I'm thinking, actually, that's a good idea. The trouble is, when I went back the subsequent the years afterwards, the visitors car park has basically been chained off, and that's a great shame. When you've got a beauty spot like the Lake District, then it would be nice to actually have that car park open for those people that really want to go exploring early on in the day, who want to go out to start their day early, maybe want to catch a lovely sunrise, then they've got that option to do so without waking up other people on the campsite. I will go through these a little bit quicker. 4, no hedges that are full of thorns. People have expensive inflatable tents, like this one, and bedding, like there. And I have been to a campsite, I will not name the campsite, but well, it's in Norfolk, and literally their hedges are divided by their fields are divided by hedges of thorns. And I sometimes wear Crocs, and I've been walking along, and then all of a sudden you get a thorn in your foot, and it's like ow, or you get a thorn in your bed or your tent, God forbid. So yeah, campsites that have got hedges that produce thorns, I really am uncomfortable. I should have got a bigger tent or a smaller chair. Campsites that have got hedges, have their field divided by hedges full of thorns, not good, because people have inflatable gear, they want to keep it inflated, and that's what that's all about. So that's number 4. Number 5, all visitors to be taken to their pitch, not left the pitch anywhere, printed welcome pack explaining the site rules, noise and litter, and the nearest pubs, restaurants, shops, chemists, doctors, vets, and amenities, plus useful local phone numbers. A little bit like a welcome pack, which is kind of like what you used to get when you used to go abroad on a package holiday years and years ago in the early 80s and that. I seem to remember that. But it would be nice to actually be taken to your pitch. Now, James and I, when we went to Spring Lakes, although it was great and all that, it was good, we were literally just told to pitch, drive down there, second on the right, pitch anywhere. And okay, yeah, that's fine, but we had people, when we pitched at one end, people were pitching further up, and then we were trapped. So they were putting their guidelines in, and we said, well, look, if you're going to do that, then we can't get our car out. And you know, so yeah, I think you need clear pitching, and you need to be taken to your pitch, and a welcome pack. That would be really nice. Even increases the cost by a little bit, it's worth it. So when I've been using the Camping and Caravanning Club, and I've used other campsites as well, I've noticed, not that the Camping and Caravanning Club is perfect, because it's not, but a lot of what they do is actually really, really good, and it can be used on other campsites. And I do agree with the fact that you should actually be taken to your pitch, and not just said, oh yeah, just anywhere that, like, I know some people would disagree with that one, and some people would say, well, you know, I want to pitch wherever I want to, and that's fine. But personally, for me, that's not something that I like. So yeah, that's one reason why I've not gone back to Spring Lakes. Number 6, a small shop on site that carries gas canisters, frozen ice packs, pegs, bin bags, basically essentials. It's all too easy to forget the essentials. I mean, when I went to Conkers one time, luckily it's not that far away from me, I literally got there, took everything, forgot the gas canisters, taken all the food, so I had to drive all the way back to go. Guess what, I need some gas canisters, because I can't find any camping shop nearby. So yeah, I had to go, literally come back and then go back again. So it'd be nice if they had a little shop on site that just carried the essentials. An on-site 24/7 member of staff should an unexpected amount of noise occur during the night. Often with the Camping and Caravanning Club, the people who are literally running the site, they are camping at the site, and if there is any issues like a fire, maybe rowdy behaviour, maybe a fight or whatever, then they're there on site. When we went to Spring Lakes, there was literally nobody, and I mean nobody about, and I was kind of a bit disappointed with that. It was like almost like you kind of left to your own devices. We had kids running around up to about 11:30, 11:45 at night. It wasn't a really enjoyable experience, and I'm thinking that actually if you had some sort of warden on site, you know, just camping there, whatever, maybe in a porta cabin, I don't know, then maybe we'd have had a better time. But as it was, to be honest with you, it was the behaviour of the kids was out of hand, and if there was an issue, there was nobody to go to because they didn't open until early in the morning. So, sorry, Spring Lakes, I sound to be a bit of a downer on you, but I didn't really have a very enjoyable birthday because it just wasn't very well done. Sorry, I love the swimming and I love the facilities you've got there, but the camping really needs to be improved. Number 8, pre-installed shelters that can be either hired in advance or used for a set fee should the customer's tent fail, subject to availability. And that's, again, Camping and Caravanning Club. They have a lot of these big, you might have seen them on my videos. I thought my hand had disappeared, realised it's the door. Yeah, they have these sort of big shelters that you can hire, and often when I go, they're empty. And I'm just thinking about, if the tent fails, you could probably say, hey, you know, could I spend a bit more money and then use one of them should my tent fail? That would be a good idea. I remember we went to a place called Burnham Deepdale between Hunstanton and Wells Next to Sea, and they used to have some teepees. I don't know if they're there now because it's been a few years since I last went. And yeah, it would be nice the fact that if they actually had some shelters there on site should the worst happen, that you could use if they're not being pre-booked. Again, I'm talking about noise again. Noise seems to be a bit of a bugbear. Noise curfew from 10:30. Some people go camp for some peace and quiet. Sorry if you're one of those people that like to create noise and think that you should be able to party till 2 o'clock in the morning, but that to me really isn't camping. That's not really what it's about. Some people go away to have a good time, but also to spend a bit of time in nature, getting back to basics. And my God, my head is shining. Wow, 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 wee, wow, wow. Yeah, so number 10 is children's play area, dogs on leads at all times, except in a dog-friendly set area. That would be a nice area. I mean, again, Camping and Caravanning Club, they do tend to have a child's play area. It's not very big, but it's something for the kids to play on. And they've got to have their fun. It's their holidays too often. Hello, Bella. You shot me then. What? What? No, not on there. That's inflatable. Bella just come in the tent. Bella, come here. Bella, come here. Bella. You gonna sit here? What? Sorry. What? You've just had a shower. You're wet. Bella, come here. Sorry. What have I got? Oh, you can see her. She's just down here, look. Bella, don't go on there. You've got claws. Bella. Come here. Look at Daddy. Look at Daddy. So yeah, children's play area for most campsites. I think obviously kids, you know, they've got to have their fun. And also as well, dogs on leads. When we went to the last campsite, it does actually say about that dogs should be on leads. I actually got told off one time for taking Buster and playing with him without a lead, and I got told off. And when we went last time, there was a big dog off a lead. Now, it's well behaved and all that, but the trouble is, you don't know what they're going to react to. So I think the dog should be on leads, except in probably a designated area. Again, these are ideas. They're not necessarily brilliantly done, but they're just my ideas, and maybe you agree, maybe you don't, but I don't even know if anybody's watching at the moment. So yeah. It's gone quiet. I can't read anything, and yeah, there we go. That's just 10 little things. There's not really a lot. All the campsites that I've been to, a lot of them are pretty much really well done. Really well done. I even went to one campsite, I think it was the Windermere Camping and Caravanning Club, and they actually had a pub on site, which was only open on a Friday. But I was there on a Friday, but I didn't go in because I was only there for one night. A 200-mile drive back home the following day. So yeah, I think there's a lot of campsites out there that are doing an absolutely brilliant job, but there are just a few that kind of maybe they're they're not really focused in on the camping scene. But when you pay 30, 40, 50 quid for a campsite, you want some of the features that you would get at a campsite you're paying half the money for. I've been looking at one campsite at the moment, and they wanted almost double the price of what another campsite did just down the road for the same nights. I think it was £22 for 2 nights at one campsite and £37 for the same 2 nights at another campsite. So you've got to shop around. You've got to shop around, and yeah, them birds are really noisy today. What are you doing out there, you muppet? She loves camping. Bella. She just sauntered in. No, she's gone in again. So yeah, again, as I say, there's a lot of campsites out there doing an absolutely fantastic job. And really, like the other week, tents could be improved a lot more than what the campsites can. There's not really a lot to falter with campsites. The only thing I do find is the fact that the noise levels that a lot of some people have no control over their kids whatsoever, and I think that that's down to the parents. And it would be nice the fact that some campsites actually had a bit more control over that, because we've been to some before in the past where, say, there's parties going on till the early hours of the morning, you've got a long trip to go home the next day, and yeah, it's not exactly pleasant. There we go. Sounds like a rant, but it's not. Anyway, that's talking point over. I can't see any comments. I don't know if this is working or not, whether anybody can actually hear me, or whether or not you're commenting and I can't read it. I just don't know. So I reckon there's a fault because nobody's commented. So maybe you can hear me, and I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that's the talking bit over. If you can ask me anything or do anything, please do so now. Otherwise it's just one old bold guy talking to himself with a third of a pint. But as I say, I'm not getting any comments at the moment, so I don't know if anybody's even watching this. Oh no, it's gone on for 32 minutes and 48 seconds. Oh yeah, little trip. Tick. Stops your beer glass going over. I don't think anybody can actually hear me. Or the comments aren't working again. I don't know why. Let's have a look. All messages are visible. Top chat, some potential spam may not be visible. Super chat. Member and super chat messages. Hide all chat messages. No. Live chat. Oh, hello. Why is that doing it? There we go. There's a setting on here. It's the same here every day between 5 and 6 is pouring down. There is a reward for being respectful and well. So, yeah, okay, so I've got messages back up. Yeah, agree with you there about a reward for being respectful and well behaved. Yeah, and I agree. I think some people think that because they're in the wild, they can act wild. Yeah. The sound of a diesel engine starting next to you at 7:30 is wonderful sound. Not. Agree. I think you would love German campsites. After 10 p.m. you're not even allowed to fart. I am. Me and Cornell, I am. In my experience, the big family fun parks like Haven Park, Dean, Act allow tent campers but don't really cater for them. Their bread and butter is caravans, and this is where I've had my worst camping. Stew not stew. I've never camped at a Park Dean or anything. I've used the caravans, but other than that. Stew not stew. Do I read these? I do when they appear on screen. Turns out there's a function on here Yeah. It says just says top chat. There we go. Live chat. But there was nothing appearing on my screen. It didn't even show me the fact that anybody was on there. So now I can read the messages. Thank you, YouTube. Yes, I can read all your messages. So please feel free to hit me with any questions or anything like that. And yes, at least you've seen them now. Yeah, I've read them, mate. I'm sorry about that. Literally, there was nothing appearing on my screen, and there's a little function that looks like a speech bubble, and it says live chat. So I just clicked on that. I didn't even know you could press that. So I can read. Barely. I can read the clock. Do you like my watch? It's a great watch. Do you remember those swatches you used to get years ago? You used to hang on the wall. Changing the subject. They used to be absolutely huge. And you used to go to places like Tenerife and Gran Canaria, and literally, they'd be like absolutely humongous. You go, yeah, I'm not really going to get them in my suitcase. I stick to camping caravan club sites now unless somewhere is highly recommended. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same now. They seem to have got it nailed down, you know. Okay, their business is the camping and caravanning scene. It's in the name after all, but there's not really a lot to fault with them. The one thing I didn't like about it was the one at Keswick. They kind of ripped people off a little bit with the paddleboarding and kayaking. If you wanted to go out into Derwent water, they did charge you for a band, like a wristband or something, that goes on your paddleboard or canoe, kayak or whatever. But there was no one there to police it. So what was the point? And people were just like, just turn up and just doing it anyway, getting away with not spending a tenner. That was the only thing that annoyed me with them in the last year. But yeah, you can't have somebody sitting at the waterfront all day bush watching people police them. If you're not going to police it, then what's the point in charging people for that? Seems a bit of a rip-off. Yeah, the Spring Lakes for me was a bit of a disappointment. I think I would have to think long and hard about going back there again for camping. For swimming, yes, I do like that. It's on my doorstep. It's only a couple of miles away, but for the actual camping, I found it absolutely terrible. I've got to say, it was pretty terrible. Nobody on site over the night. Yeah, just terrible. I wish I could speak highly better of it, but it wasn't a good experience at all. Didn't enjoy it at all. But there we go. You live, you learn. There's some good campsites about that are available. You've just got to be on the lookout for the right one. And yeah, hopefully next year I'll be out going camping again, campsite camping again. Maybe even wild camping. We'll see. But I need to get away again. I've missed it. I really have. So I don't know if you are out camping at the moment, or maybe trying to avoid the rain at the moment. We've had a lot of rain lately. We had 6 or 7 weeks of really good weather, and now it just seems to be every single day rain. Oh, the joys. Let me just see if this messaging thing is still on. Live chat. Yeah. It's not very comfortable in here. No, it's so damp in here as well. The piece of paper that I've got is actually damp. Oh, I don't know if I'm sleeping out here tonight or not. I've got a bit of a cold, a bit of a headache. Yeah, we'll see. I haven't done any camping for a while, which is a shame. We'll get back to it, and I'll be back in a few weeks' time, and hopefully have a better video quality. Came to my garden with a friend 2 days ago. Yeah, but hopefully your weather's better than our weather though, HW, because I tell you what, we've had a lot of rain. I tell you what though, I do feel sorry for people in the United States and Europe at the moment who are suffering with 40-degree temperatures. That is just too much. Ouch. For anybody who's suffering with those sort of temperatures at the moment, yeah, that's not for me. Yeah, it's there's a lot going on in the world right now, unfortunately. not very good. But the heat is just horrendous for people. We had 40-degree temperatures here last year, and it was like unbearable. It was hot, but not that hot. Yeah, you get like to 25, and it's like it can be too hot. But it depends on your individuality. I don't like the heat at all. I suffer really badly with the heat. That's why I like these blackout tents, these white exterior. 32 or so, that's kind of Scorchio weather, that is. That's kind of, yeah, that's bordering on hot. I remember a few years ago we went to Gran Canaria for a fortnight and it was like 30 odd and it was like, ow, that's really, really hot. Gran Canaria, yeah, went to Sunwing, Gran Canaria. Many, many years ago. Long time ago now. And it was like 32 degrees and we said that was really, really hot. And now it's like temperatures are in the late 30s, early 40s. That's just horrendous heat. Not to my liking at all. I don't know if I'm sleeping out here tonight. I really don't know. Well, I'm surprised this has stayed up all night. Depends on if Bella wants my company again, like she did last night, bless her. Little girl. She's been good as gold lately. We really settled in brilliantly. We're really lucky to have her. We really are. You might have noticed I'm saying really a lot. Really am. Quite a lot. Really. Bella. Oh, the door shut. She's that good. She's even shut the door behind her. Yeah. So at the moment I'm sort of penciling in 22nd of December. No way. 22nd of August for pre-recorded uploads to come back on. I say that lightly. It might be a little bit later. The reason being is the fact the kids are off school, everywhere is going to be busy, and next door has got building work going on. And the only reason why I decided to put this tent up is because it was going to be raining. He's not doing the building work, and therefore I thought, you know what, I'll just stick the tent up. It's a shame when you've got inconsiderate neighbours who think nothing of themselves, but there we go. That's my position at the minute. So the garden's kind of out of the question. Campsite. Bought new camping gear lately. No, mate. My car's gone. My car's going to cost me a small fortune again. So it comes up with. Oh, I would show you, but it's on the phone. My car's coming up with the pressure sensors on the wheels not being detected, and it looks like the fact I've got a flat. I go around and check all the tyre pressures, and they're fine. So I need to get that sorted. But I've got my eye on a little bedside table from Quechua, £19.99. I like the idea of that because it's different, and also as well you can store your stuff in. If you put stuff on a table, it can easily be knocked off. With that, not so much. It's got like a, well, you've seen a picture of it before, but there's that. As in, I'm saving up for another tent and bed system, and I've got another trip. I've got a camping trip coming up in October, and maybe my mum might be coming along for that. She's 78 years of age. She wants to go and see the Lake District in the autumn, so we could be going there in the autumn. So there's a lot of money going out and not a lot of it coming in at the minute, but yeah, just kind of biding my time at the moment, saving up at the moment. Hopefully this car doesn't cost me a fortune like it has done already, because every time I said earlier, it seems to be the fact you fix one thing and something else happens. It's just, yeah, there's nothing worse than going down the motorway and then all of a sudden you've got lights flashing at you saying there's something wrong with your car, and then you get to the other end and you realise actually there's nothing wrong with it, but one day there will be. Just can't take that chance. No, I would like the Quechua 2 seconds easy 3P, or would like the Quechua Apenza Fresh and Black 4.2. So you're looking at well over 500 quid in that lot. We were looking at other tents, not just Decathlon yesterday, just looking online to see what's available, and there's not a lot that really appeals at the minute. But that said, I do need to improve my sleep system. This will only last so much longer, and I am looking out for possibly a sim mattress bed system. So yeah, that's all to do for, but it's prioritising. The car's got to come first, because if I don't have a car, I can't go to work. If I can't go to work, I can't earn the pennies. Then I can't pay for the things that I really want, because the money I get from YouTube literally is not a lot. Yeah, just prioritise at the moment. But my car is just a nightmare, absolute nightmare. I regret buying it. I really do. It just seems to go around wrong every single time, and as soon as you fix something, something else goes wrong. And there we go. Right, I've run out of things to say. I've got a bit of a cold. I don't think it's hay fever, so I'm going to say goodnight here. I know it's only been a 45-minute run, but there's not really a lot more to say. So I'm going to say goodnight. I know it's only a short one. If it's got tits or wheels, yes. Sims in Decathlon this week, but they seem more expensive than I thought they would be. I think they're around about £89 for a single and £150 for a double, if I'm right, for the Sims. And I read somewhere that somebody said in the review that their dog went on it and literally punctured it straight away. So read the reviews. If it's the same one that I'm thinking about, I looked at it and it was £150 I think for the double, and about 70 to 80 odd pounds for the single. And I thought actually that would be ideal. But then I read the reviews, and at least 2 people said that their dog had gone on it and literally punctured it straight away. I thought, well, that's no good. You know, if it's a £15 airbed, fine, I can buy another one. But when it's like 70, 80 quid, that's a little bit harder to replace. It's yeah, just check the reviews on that. They do seem quite expensive, but it's certainly something that I've been thinking about. As I say, predominantly my camping is campsites. Predominantly. On the very rare occasion I do go wild camping, although I do want to change that in the next year and a half, 2 years. But at the moment I'm more than happy going campsite camping, and I want to take Bella to Cornwall, Dorset and Somerset next year. So there's a lot of pennies that are going out and not a lot that's coming in at the minute. So I'm just kind of biding my time. But yes, my sleep system, realistically, if I'm honest, if I'm being like sensible hat on, get my car fixed, save up some pennies, get a sleep system, and then the rest of the money goes on trips to go away. I'm using the equipment. I've got the tents. I've got 11 or 12 tents. Sorry, I've got a fidget bum. I can't sit down still in one place. I do get pins and needles quite easily. But yeah, I think I've got to prioritise. This year has been very expensive. What with one thing or another. So I've had to cut down on the trips this year. I think I did 11 trips last year. 11 or 12 trips. This year so far I've done 2. And we're in July. So I'm at least 5 or 6 short of what I would normally be at. But as I say, that'll change for next year. I'm certainly planning. I'd like to do a trip down to Cornwall, but break it up with a road trip where I visit a place halfway down and then go to Cornwall and then stop halfway back along, because it's about 390 mile trip for me to Cornwall. And I don't fancy doing that all in one day. I've done 200-mile trip to the Lake District and literally found myself nodding off at the wheel. That's not good. Wonder what that was. So yeah, and I might break that down into sort of 3 videos where I take Bella and we go to one campsite, stop halfway down, 1 video, go down to Cornwall, 1 video, come back halfway along, another video, come back. That might be an idea. That's just something I'm playing around in my head at the moment. I've not booked anything or anything yet at all. The only thing I do know that I have booked at the moment is a family holiday in a lodge next year. That's the only thing I've got booked. I've got nothing else booked. I've got October time campsite camping booked, but other than that, there's nothing. But we'll see. I've got to get Bella neutered. She's got to have an operation at the end of August, and although we've got a voucher for some of it, we've got to pay nearly 200 odd quid for that. So that's something else that needs forking out for. Joe, I was looking at GoPro stuff the other day to buy, and it's like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll put that on my Christmas list. There we go. That's life. Sometimes it works in your favour, sometimes it doesn't, but you've got to ride the rough with the smooth. Realistically, I don't really need another tent. I'd like a tent, but I don't necessarily need one. But what's the point in having 10 or 11 tents if you don't go anywhere? And that's my thing. Having a tent is it's a cheaper alternative to go to places. Everything is, you're right, Stu, not Stu. And prices aren't going down, they're all going up. And I'm sure that the camping and caravanning club, I reckon that price will go up, the membership will go up. Mine's not due till the end of the year. I think it's actually like New Year's Eve. Mine's renewed. So prices go up, and it's getting harder to go camping now. It really is. And I've seen some prices go up by as much as almost a third for the campsites, and that's a shame. I don't know what the overheads are on campsites at the moment, but yeah, camping at one point was quite a cheap thing to do. Now it's not really that much. Even the campsite is. Though I didn't think 2 nights for £11. It was at Sandringham. I'll be honest with you, it was Sandringham. Camping and Caravanning Club was Sandringham, £22 for 2 nights, £11 a night. I didn't think that was bad. The only thing is, I think they've got a forest there, and I think with the dogs, I think that might be a bit of an issue. Ticks and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I am looking at other places. Yours is next Feb. If it goes up even more, I'll have to consider renewing. Yeah, I don't even know what it is now. I think it's what, £49, but I'm sure it went up last year. And it would. I get the paper membership because I enjoy reading the magazines, but still, yeah, I'm the same. I get the magazines as well. One of my pictures was in the back of one of the magazines. 6 or 7 issues ago now. It was at the Keswick Camping and Caravanning Club. It was at the back, and yeah, I've got the paper membership. But as I say, if the prices keep going up, then it doesn't make. I booked for May this year to go to Keswick, and I had to cancel when Buster passed away, because obviously the cost involved with that. And good job I did, really, because that's when we got Bella, but I would have been away for the exact same time. But that said, when I got quoted the price, which was a year before, I think it was only like 5 days, and I went, whoa, for a small tent. I think they wanted like 110 quid. I thought, the prices are going up quite alarmingly. Yeah, I understand that there's a cost of living crisis, but that doesn't affect everything, surely. I don't know. I don't know. I don't run a campsite. I'm a customer like you and everybody else. But I think that some of the prices are going up extortionately fast. And it's not because of a certain war in Ukraine or anything like that. I think it's possibly down to some people just wanting a little bit more money. Which is a great shame. Great shame. Camping used to be quite cheap at one point, but nowadays it's getting more expensive, and it needs to go the other way. Otherwise, a lot of people are going to think about the fact that the other alternatives are going abroad, where you are guaranteed better weather. So campsites, be careful, because if you start inflating your prices too much, people look at the alternatives and think actually they're cheaper, and they can go away on a um, Ryanair, EasyJet, whatever, cheap and cheerful. Don't do BMI baby anymore. They can go away. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Stu. I agree. I mean, look at the supermarkets making lots and lots of profit, and then we're paying higher prices. How does that work out? How does that work out? It's wrong. Yeah, they are. HW, you spot on there. It's the world has gone absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy, and the trouble is the people like you, me, and everyone that's on a low to medium income, we're the ones paying the price, and it's not fair. It's not right, and it should be. It should be the other way around. I don't agree with the fact that it always should be a fair world, but when people are making absolutely tons of profit, big, large conglomerate companies are making large profit, and people are struggling to put food on the table. That's where I sort of think there's a bit of a problem. Yeah, it's, and I'm not saying I don't have the facts. I don't have the facts, but it's not all just down to the war in Ukraine. It's just not. Um, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go, but prices with campsites need to come down. I'm looking on a regular basis because I'm in the market now where I'm thinking 2024, and I'm looking at some of the prices of the campsite thinking, wow, that's a lot of money. And to be fair, you could go for a couple of days in Spain for about the same price, but it is HW. It is. It's always somebody else's issue. It's always somebody else's problem. And it's always that's the reason why our prices are high. No, I don't necessarily agree. Um, I sympathise with the people of Ukraine. I sympathise with people of that part of the world for sure. Can't be a very pleasant experience to say the least. Um, but you think that Ukraine was the manufacturing capital of the world with the way that prices have shot up. Uh, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but that's my take on it. I don't know. I've got a lot of opinions on it, and yeah, we, I say, when big companies are making huge profits, like oil, petrol prices all-time high. 6 months later, 8 months later, a certain company that produces oil announces the fact they've got the biggest profits ever. How is that right? How is that morally correct? It isn't. And it needs to stop. When people are struggling to put petrol in their car to get to work, to be able to work, to do an honest day's job, and it seems the fact that actually, in some cases, not all cases, it's actually simpler to just do nothing and work off benefits. I dated a girl years ago, and she had a house, 4-bedroom house, a dog, a kid, and a bunny rabbit, fish, smoked 20 to 30 fags a day, cigarettes. She had a car, and she didn't work. And I was going to work. I'm only working part-time, but I was working every hour that I could. I had a car, but I had to live at home because I can't afford a house. No kid, could barely. I had to quit the gym membership because I couldn't afford the dog insurance as well, and it just seems to be the fact that if you just don't want to do nothing, you get better stuff for it. That's not right. If you contribute to society, you should get more from it, in my opinion. But yeah, these companies that put up these prices and then announce 8-12 months later the fact that their profits are up by so many 100%. Yeah, you're right. Oil and pharma companies are always on the winners. Yeah, you're both correct. It saddens me the fact that genuine, good, hard-working people are the ones that are losing out. And I believe in the fact I go to work, even if I don't like the job, even if I don't want to be there, it's my choice to be there, and I'll work and try and do the best job that I can. I work nights. It's not always easy, but I'll always try and do the best. I don't always succeed. I sometimes make mistakes. That's fine. I'm a human being, not a robot. But I believe in working for work hard, get paid, go home, enjoy your time off. But it does sicken me when I see the fact that people are struggling, and then you see companies putting prices up, and campsites are just getting to that point now where people are going, is it really worth? Mums that sit on their school games bragging about their holidays to Florida and the school holiday. I'd love to take my kids, but can't afford to. No, I'm the same. It's alright. I get pins and needles every time. My priority is my little girl, my little Bella. But it's a shame the fact that we've got a world now that seems to be where common sense is a superpower. Common sense needs to be a superpower, and people either can't see it or don't want to see it because it doesn't fit their narrative. I don't know. I've got opinions, but they're not for here. I can on the Facebook page, but not on here. But yeah, I don't like seeing good, hard-working people being ripped off. And as I say, it's just starting to creep into the fact that campsites are starting to get a little bit expensive. A lot of tent equipment and camping equipment. Yes, there are budget kit out there that will cater for some people. And I think it was Linus the other week that was talking about it. I have seen that some prices of tent equipment increase. I've been looking at Quechua tents and on Decathlon's site, and I've seen that their prices are slowly creeping up, almost every 2 or 3 months. A little bit extra here, a little bit extra there. So yeah, there will always be cheap stuff. There'll always be budget stuff. There'll always be expensive stuff. Chris Jones, I watched a video last week of you with Bella. You're on a tent. I was wild camping. I had the same exact view. My dog sat there, same position as Bella. Oh bless. Oh bless, Chris. Yeah, that was my first camping with Bella. We'd only had her 6 weeks, and she's been really, really good. Although she did actually have a time when she was obsessed with a little ball and carried it around everywhere to bed with her, but we had to take that off her because she wasn't interacting with us. But other than that, she's been good as gold. We've had her 8 weeks. 8 weeks tomorrow we've had her. And now she's getting into that lovey-dovey stage where she wants her belly rubbed. And I was in here last night, she came in. She wanted belly rubs. And then I went to come get the bed in. And she laid at the top of the stairs like this. Alright, okay, that's it. I'm not sleeping in the tent tonight. I'll try and sleep out here tonight, but I'm not filming it. Amazing. I wish I could have sent the picture at the time. Yeah, it's amazing how we had the similar sort of view with the same sort of with the dogs and that as well. That neat one in the Yeah, dogs are amazing. They really are. Um, say next year, I want to take her. I want to take her to more places. She's already going to the Lake District. Um, what's the point in having a life if you don't go and explore places? Alright, that's 8:05. I'm soon going to say goodnight now. It's been going for an hour and 5 minutes now, and I need to go and get something to eat. So I'm going to say goodnight now. I want to thank you very much for watching. And if you're watching this pre-recorded or even live and you haven't subscribed, please consider liking, leaving a comment, subscribing to the channel. It really does help the channel moving forward. We've just passed 1,440 subscribers. So we're on the way to 1,500, and that would be a celebration for sure to pass. We passed 1,000 last late November. So it's been an incredible journey. I'm enjoying it. Try a wild camp at Walney Island. I'll show you where to go. It's brilliant. Walney Island. I'll bear that in mind, Chris. I'll make a note of that when I go in the house. I've got to get my kayak sorted. It's got a puncture. I only used it twice. Yeah, I did as well, HW. I'm sorry about the chat feature not working earlier. I didn't realise there was a button that you need to press, but I've learnt that now for future. But I'm going to call it a night now. It's actually starting to get cold. And I'll see you next week. We will do another live video next week. I think some people are away this week. I know Gillian is out celebrating something or out drinking something other than what she normally drinks. Bless her heart. And we'll all convene next Saturday at 7 o'clock. So I hope you join me for that. If you're watching pre-recorded, thank you very much for watching. Take care and hope to see you soon. Bye bye for now.